all those old ladies are right when they say you die for your kids. Absolutely.
Second to having our 3 kids, building this house is probably the most joyous thing I've done. That's my brother Jeb, and he actually designed this house. He and I have actually been building tree houses and forts and things in the woods our whole lives, and it kind of culminated in us building this home together out here in the woods for my family. Now, I built this house while writing The Garden of Last Days. I really thought I'd be writing a short story. All I had was an image, and the image was a wad of cash on a bedroom bureau. And I didn't know whose cash it was. I didn't know whose bureau or bedroom it was. I started to write into this image. It became clear that it was the cash of one of these strippers who danced for one of these 9/11 hijackers. We all read about this after the smoke literally and figuratively was clearing from that terrible day, and I couldn't get my mind around that. So, how can you be so devoted to an extremist interpretation of religion on one hand to do what you did, and on the other hand, go to strip clubs? And what's it like to be a woman who's danced for one of these men, and then after all that happened, what's it like to have that money in your possession? And that's what began the whole book. Just my favorite time, honestly, is doing this. Is all the kids are in the house, friends are in the house, and we built a house so you know, when you're in the kitchen, you miss things. But in this layout, you don't miss anything while you're cooking. Well, I think the main thing that draws me to fiction writing is becoming other characters. I find it infinitely exciting, and I'm constantly amazed that as soon as I let go of judgment, they will show up. For The Garden of Last Days, I had to do more research than I've ever done before. It was very important to me that, especially for this character of the 9/11 hijacker, that I be accurate. It was hard being this guy. I've never had to suspend so much judgment in my life.
I can't tell you how many people said to me about House of Sand and Fog, you know, I liked your book, but I hated everybody in it. And I remember the first time I heard that, I was surprised and my feelings were a little hurt. And then I understood why. I tend to keep writing about people for whom things are going terribly wrong, and they make choices that are self-destructive, not only to themselves, but destructive to others.
Hemingway had a great line. He said, "The job of the writer is not to judge, but to seek to understand." It's not to say that I don't have judgments and philosophies and opinions about things. I think a little salt and a little oregano, hey, that's not bad. I do, but honestly, whenever I've brought them to bear in my fiction, it's killed the fiction.
No.
The writing itself demands that, at least for those 90 minutes or 2 hours or 2.5 hours you're writing, that all your higher qualities show up. I'm more patient, I'm less judgmental, I'm more compassionate. And I have to say that when I'm writing, I'm a better man than when I'm not writing.